Good morning and welcome to Take Your Life Back Today show with Ralf Friedrichs. Today I want to talk about avoiding risky drinking. One thing I do realize, not everybody that watches my show is a recovering alcoholic. Not everyone is trying to sober up, and not everyone has a disease anyway. There are some people like you, maybe, that can drink in a sociable setting, but how do you avoid the risky drinking? What is it that is that fine line between a sociable drink and becoming or you are maybe an alcoholic? What is that fine line? We're going to discuss that today. We are also preparing for a major snowstorm here in the northeast corridor, particularly in the Hamptons, New York. They are talking about one of the most historic storms ever, possibly 2 to 3 feet of snow. So I figured, let me shoot this video early because there might be a day or two that I won't be able to get in front of a camera due to power outages or cable or whatever the case might be. As always, I want to do a shout out to Dr. Luis Gonzalez from startingpointmn.com, 844-414-8444. He can help you with your addiction. He can help walk you from your addiction to your recovery hand in hand, 24 hours at a time, day by day. He will never ever, like myself, talk about your past. We are not counselors. We're not therapists. What we are addiction recovery coaches. What we are motivators. What we are the people, the professionals that will bring whatever questions you have the answers inside you. Bring those answers right to the surface so you could see what needs to be done to walk in your recovery. He also can turn you into an addiction recovery coach. If you have passion, professionalism, or personality, and you have an addiction background, whether it be your own or someone else's addiction that you might have helped with, turn to Dr. Luis Gonzalez at 844-414-8444, and he can help you with your addictions, or he can help you become an addiction recovery coach. You can find me on the website at www.startingpointmn.com. Also want to give a shout out to globaleyeglasses.com, where they are focused on saving you money. At Global Eyeglasses, they have frames anywhere from $6 all the way up to $49, and those glasses include single vision, plastic, non-coated, clear, standard RX prescription lenses. That's right. Shipping is only $5.95 in anywhere in United States, particular. If you want to possibly send to Canada, it is, I think, a higher fee, $9.95. If you want overnight delivery, not overnight, I should say, speedy delivery through DHL, it's $29.95. But it is globaleyeglasses.com, where they are focused on saving you money. They have progressives, they have line bifocals, they have transitions, photochromatics, polarization. They have thin lenses like you wouldn't believe. They have over 1,200 frames that even Elton John will be amazed by some of the styles, some of those round styles, some of the squarer looks. Go to www.globaleyeglasses.com, where they are focused on saving you money. Also, go to my website, my new and improved website at www.takeyourlifebacktodaysshow.com. You can email me there at takeyourlifebacktodaysshow.com. That's Ralph at takeyourlifebacktodaysshow.com for any emails. You can also text me at 631-599-0218 or call my hotline at 844-405-HELP. Avoiding risky drinking. There is a fine line, a narrow gap between sociable drinking and becoming an alcoholic, or already have proceed to the alcoholic stage. How do you avoid risky drinking? This information came directly from the CDC website, and I'm going to read it as follows to you. Are your drinking habits putting your health and safety at risk? Well, ask yourself that question. Are your drinking habits putting your health at risk? Learn how to recognize when your drinking has become a problem. In many cultures, drinking alcohol is a regular part of socializing and celebrating. However, alcohol can be a powerful drug, and consuming too much of it can put your safety and your health at risk, even your life. Long-term overindulgence can cause serious damage to your health, your liver, your heart, your brain. Taking a healthy approach is very important, and avoiding risky drinking is just as important. If you don't already drink, the recommendation from Dietary Guidelines for America is don't even start. The reason for that is that even though there have been studies that show benefits to moderate drinking, other studies have shown links between moderate alcohol consumption and increased risk of violence, drowning, breast cancer, and injuries from falls and motor vehicle collisions. However, if you do drink, the recommendation for moderate drinking for women is about 1 drink per day, or for men, about 1 to 2 drinks a day. That's per day. It's not per hour, it's not per night, it's per day. Defining what standard drinking is. A standard drink is usually equal to a bottle of beer, glass of wine, or a shot of distilled liquor, or a cocktail or a mixed drink. That is a standard drink. That is also moderate drinking, 1 of those per day. The definition is based on the percentage of alcohol usually found in these different drink categories. The chart to the right, which you can't see, estimates the alcohol content in standard drinks by category, and I can pretty much just tell you. In a beer, it's about 5% alcohol. Depending on the shots you're doing, you can go anywhere from 40% to there's 100%. Depending on the wine, it could be anywhere from 4% to 8%. Some wines, especially in some of the southern states like Red Rose, have about 12 to 15%. So that is some of that. One beer may be your limit for the night. If you're a man, and half a beer may be all you need as a woman. And when they say limit, it's not what you're craving, it's what your body is saying. That's your limit. You understand the difference between craving and what your body is saying? Your body can handle, maybe that's a better word, can handle about a beer if you're a man a day. Your body can certainly handle more, but at that point, if you continuously do that, not only will your immune build up for drinking, but it's going to hurt your body. You can also ask your bartender to make you a cocktail with just 1 shot of liquor, and maybe put that into a taller glass. Let's say, hypothetically speaking, what do they call that? A screwdriver, which is orange juice and about a shot of liquor. Well, get yourself 2 glasses of orange juices into 1 glass. In other words, a larger, but only have 1 shot of liquor. This way you can be sure that you're having 1 standard drink when you order. So ask them for a double orange juice, but a single shot of alcohol. Too much too often at-risk drinking. According to the National Institute of Health, at-risk or heavy drinking for men is more than 4 standard drinks in 1 day. Listen to what I'm saying now, and compare that to what mine used to be, 10 to 15 shots a day. According to the National Institute of Health, at-risk or heavy drinking for men is more than 4 drinks in 1 day, and then more than 14 standard drinks in 1 week. So if I was having 10 to 15 a day, I was having possibly 70 to something a week. This is saying at-risk drinking is about 14. Now you know what kind of alcoholic I was. For women, it's more than 3 standard drinks in 1 day or 7 standard drinks in a week for a woman. That is considered at-risk drinking. This shows how fine line between moderate drinking and at-risk drinking is. So your recommended, if you're going to drink, is about 1 a day. For a man, possibly 2. But here, if you take what's recommended, if you are going to do sociable drinking and what is at risk, big difference. Too much, too fast binge drinking. Binge drinking is a dangerous pattern of drinking that can put your health and safety at serious risk. The National Institute of Alcohol Abuse and Alcoholism defines binge drinking as drinking that rises your blood alcohol concentration, otherwise known as the BAC, to a 0.08% or higher, which is also for legal driving. For women, 4 or more standard drinks is considered binge drinking, and that is within 2 hours. For a man, 5 or more standard drinks is binge drinking, and that is within 2 hours. Mind you, when I used to get my 10 to 15 shots and I had to do it in the closet, hypothetically speaking, I did it on maybe a 2-mile walk. A 2-mile walk would take me about a half an hour. 5 or more standard drinks in 2 hours, or 10 to 15 shots of vodka, which I did maybe within an hour. I am very lucky, very fortunate to sit here in front of you, alive, to be able to witness this to you. God protected me through many things, especially through alcoholism. Alcohol abuse. Alcohol abuse happens when drinking behavior that causes disruption in your life. If you suffer from alcohol abuse, you may have difficulty with making it to work in time, keeping up with your schoolwork if you're a younger person still in college, remembering everything that happened when you were drinking, otherwise known as a blackout, recovering from drinking the next day. What about alcohol dependence? Alcohol dependence or alcoholism is when you need alcohol to function normally and you have trouble controlling the use of alcohol. And you know what, folks? I always thought I had alcohol dependence. No, I was depending on me getting alcohol and putting it in my body. My body did not need it because I don't need it. Merely June of 2013, I didn't just say I quit drinking and my body said, okay, I'll go with your plan. It was all here, folks. Your body truly does not need the alcohol. It is your mind telling your body it needs the alcohol. Alcohol dependence or alcoholism is when you need alcohol to function normally and when you have trouble controlling your use of alcohol. Alcoholism is a serious condition that should be dealt with right away. Some characteristics of alcohol dependence are craving alcohol. My mind was saying, Ralph, you need to have your 10 to 15 shots a day. Needing more drinks to get euphoric feeling or high. That is true. I wanted that high to the point where I needed to take a nap. I couldn't function. People would notice. Eyes were glassy. Words were slurred. Having a hard time controlling the number of drinks consumed. Once you have started drinking, I could never stop until my body just made me throw up or something. That is so true. Having withdrawal symptoms when you try to quit. My first week after June 2013 was a tough week for me. I had such a hard time. My body was having such a hard time for me to quit. But here I am sitting before you. The good news is this help is available from numerous sources. If you find that you have become dependent on alcohol, seek help immediately. Call me at 844-405-HELP, or there are some counseling services through your EAP, a 24-hour helpline through SAMHSA, which is SAMHSA at 1-800-662-HELP. Or you can find your local chapter of AA online at www.aa.org or by looking in your local phone book. Again, you can call me at 844-405-HELP. Reducing your risk. If you don't drink, don't start. If you do drink, do it in moderation. That's 1 drink or less per day if you're a woman, 2 drinks or less per day if you're a man. Depending on certain health and psychological conditions, you may still have problems even if you drink within these limits, especially if you're under medication. Consult with your professional if you have any questions about whether or not you should drink. This is avoiding risky drinking. Realistically, I always have to, although I in a perfect world, I want everybody not to do drugs and alcohol anymore. But there are people that are very responsible drinkers. There are people that don't have an addictive personality. I mean, I know people in my immediate family that can have 1 drink and be okay. I happen to be one of those people that needs to abuse it if I start it, which I never will again. But if you are a drinker, a sociable drinker, avoid the risky drinking. Let's just do a recap and then we'll keep going. Are your drinking habits putting your health and safety at risk? Learn how to recognize when your drinking has become a problem. In many cultures, drinking alcohol is a regular part of socializing and celebrating. However, Alcohol can be a powerful drug, and consuming too much of it can put your safety and health at risk, even your life. If you're a man, this is taking a healthy approach. If you're a woman or a woman, one drink or less per day is considered sociable drinking. For a man, 2 drinks or less per day. If you're a woman and you're drinking uh, four standard, let's see, 4 standard drinks per day, or 7 in a week, you are considered a binge drinker, or I should say at-risk drinker. If you're drinking 5 or more a day, or in their case they say within 2 hours, then, or 14 a week as a man, you are at risk. If you're drinking 4 hours as a woman in 4 drinks in 2 hours, that's binge drinking. If you're drinking 5 drinks in 2 hours as a man, that's binge drinking. So the levels here is that you have sociable drinking. And then if you abuse that, you're at risk drinking. If you abuse that, you go into binge drinking. And if that gets abused, your health, safety, and life are all in danger. What is a standard drink? A standard drink is usually equal to either a bottle of beer, glass of wine, or a shot of liquor. That is one standard drink. Now you can hypothetically do a screwdriver and ask for 2 doses of orange juice to 1 dose of alcohol. That way you're still getting the feeling of 2 drinks, but you diluted the 2 drinks with 1 shot. Too much too often at-risk drinking. According to National Institute of Health, at-risk or heavy drinking for men is more than 4 standard drinks in 1 day, or 14 standard drinks in 1 week. For a woman, it's 3 standard drinks in 1 day and 7 standard drinks in 1 week. And what is a standard drink? Either 1 beer, 1 glass of wine, or a shot of alcohol. That is a standard drink. So if you're doing, as a man, 4 of those a day, you're at risk. If you're doing 5 of those as a man in 2 hours, you're binge drinking. As a woman, 4 in 2 hours, you're binge drinking. Alcohol abuse happens when drinking behavior that causes disruption in your life. If you suffer from alcohol abuse, you may have difficulty with making it to work on time. Are you always late because you can't get out of bed? Keeping up with your schoolwork if you're a college student. Remembering everything that happened the night before. Where were you? Who were you with? What did you say possibly that could have hurt someone? Recovering from drinking the next day. You wake up and you say, I'll never drink again, only to find out that night you're back to drinking. Alcohol dependence. Alcohol dependence or alcoholism is when you need alcohol to function normally and you have trouble controlling your use of alcohol. Alcoholism is a serious condition and should be dealt with right away. Some characteristics of alcohol dependence are as follows. Craving alcohol. Mind over matter, I tell you folks. I am a strong believer because my body always thought it needed the alcohol, but it was my mind, my desire, my craving in my mind that said otherwise. Needing more drinks to get a euphoric feeling or high. Having a hard time controlling the number of drinks consumed once you started. Biggest problem that I was having. I just wanted to keep going until I have reached that high that I so desperately thought I needed. Having withdrawal symptoms when you try to quit. After June 2013, my first week was like living hell for me. But you can do what I do and take your life back because I was able to do it. The good news is help is available through different sources. If you find that you have become dependent on alcohol, seek help immediately. There are some counseling services through your EAP, a 24-hour hotline through SAM, HSA at 1-800-662-HELP, or you can call me at 844-405-HELP, or you can go to your internet and look up www.aa.org and see if there's a local place for you, or just look into your telephone book. Reducing your risk. If you don't drink, don't start. If you do drink, do it so in moderation that it's 1 drink or less per day. if you're a woman. If you're a man, try to cut it down to 2 drinks or less a day. Depending on certain health and psychological conditions, you may still have problems even if you drink within these limits, especially if you're under medication. Consult with a professional if you have any questions about whether or not you should drink. Folks, it pretty much breaks down into a couple categories here. You're either like me, non-drinker, or you can be considered a sociable drinker. What is a sociable drinker? A sociable drinker is a person, a man and a woman. As a woman, 1 drink or less per day. As a man, 2 drinks or less per day. That is a social drinker. What is an at-risk drinker? A woman would be 4 standard drinks a day. And for a man, hold on here. Oh, for a woman, it's 3 sociable drinks per day, or 3 drinks per day. For a man, it's 4. That is for at-risk drinking. What is considered binge drinking? For a woman, it's 4 or more standard drinks within 2 hours. For a man, it's 5 or more standard drinks within 2 hours. What are some of the signs the next day that you might have difficulties with? Making it to work on time. Keeping up with your schoolwork if you're a younger person. Remembering everything that happened when you were drinking. If you're having a problem with that. If you're having blackouts. Recovering from the drinking the next day, if that's affecting your life. What is alcohol dependence? Alcohol dependence or alcoholism is when you need alcohol to function normally and you have trouble controlling your use of alcohol. Alcoholism is a serious condition and should be dealt with right away. Some characteristics of alcohol dependence are as follows. Craving alcohol. Needing more drinks to get a high feeling. Having a hard time controlling the number of drinks consumed once you've started. Having withdrawal symptoms when you quit. Now, if you have experienced that, you are an alcoholic. You need to get help. You need to make 2 very important decisions. The first decision right now is, excuse me, if you have come to the conclusion you're an alcoholic, are you ready now to finally admit you are an alcoholic? Admit to yourself. I am admitting to thousands in my audience. Daily I admit this. You can certainly admit it to yourself. And once you do admit it to yourself, and you have stopped with the denial, is when you want to reach up to God and ask for guidance and direction. Let Him guide and direct you. Your life, as it is right now, needs guidance and direction. It needs for you to stop denying. Once you have reached those 2 factors, the next thing is to come up with a game plan. What is a game plan? A game plan is how are you going to approach your new life in sobriety? How are you going to approach and educating yourself in recovery? Will it be your standard AA, which you can find online at www.aa.org to locate a local chapter? Will it be, if it's severe enough, possibly going into a treatment center or rehab center for a 30, 60, 90-day program? Or will it be trying my methods, which are continuous educating yourself and finding a passion within yourself to help others who are recovering? My method takes 6 to 8 hours a day, which consume of the following. It could be doing videos. It could be doing interviews. It could be answering emails. It could be working on websites that I've created for recovery information. It could be talking on the phone with people. It could be reading material for my shows. That keeps me involved 6 to 8 hours a day. And believe me when I say this, it works. It truly works. When a college graduate comes out of school, when they get a job, whatever they learned in those books will not help them on the job other than giving them the information here. But on the job training, continuously every day, will teach them the best methods of how to do their job the best. Well, I put that on the same line as my method for alcoholism and recovery. Every day when I spend 6 to 8 hours either learning, doing, or whatever I'm doing in reference to my shows, my websites, my fan base, is educating me over and over, and I'm doing every single day, 6 to 8 hours a day. That I could not get from a treatment center, that I could not get from AA, especially not AA, which gives me about an hour, hour and a half. So my methods are truly remarkable because I consider it on-the-job training on how to recover from alcoholism by doing over and over. And you can do the same. You can either work with me, you can join my crusade on helping others, or you can create your own. But it all starts with you. And by all means, no matter what method you pick, whether it's the rehab centers, whether it's your own methods, whether it's AA, no matter what, is you never ever go back to your old ways, no matter how hard it might be, no matter what your cravings are asking you to do. Never go back to your old ways. And I'm telling you this right now, and this is just from experience, if you truly come up with a passion that you enjoy by maybe helping others in recovery, maybe just helping homeless people, or going to a nursing home and reading to the elders, those passions that you met, whatever your passion is, those passions will help you during your recovery. Because when you help another person, it somehow gives you that lift that you need to get whatever dump that you're in, that rock bottom stage. You get that lift because you're helping others, because you feel wanted, you feel needed. I don't sit in front of this camera for any other reason than to help myself, but more importantly, to help you. I get a lift, I get a high, knowing that someone might be out there watching that might be getting help from me. It's a high. But it's a high that can't hurt me. It's a high that I'm not consuming any drugs or alcohol. It's called self-esteem, and it's called passion. I want to remind each and every one in my audience that a sober today, I promise you, will make it better tomorrow. If you let the sunshine, although we're not having sunshine, we're having snow, but if you let the sunshine into your heart and into your home, you'll get nothing but positive results. Because positive thinking gives positive results. I hope to God, wherever you might be watching me, and if you're in the northeastern corridor in the United States, that you get through this snowstorm, this historic snowstorm that we are about to receive. And I hope you get through it fine. And just want to remind whoever is watching me that just because you might be locked up inside due to the snow, do not turn to the bottle, do not turn to the needles or to the spoons or to the straws or to the $100 bills for your habits that you might have. And if you're not an at-risk drinker, just a sociable drink, do not become an at-risk drinker because you're locked up inside due to the snowstorm. But instead, watch my videos. Instead, think about some passion that you might have in the back of your mind that you might want to help other people. I hope to God that I see each and every one during my next show. But always remember, and it's important that you remember this, that a sober today makes for a better tomorrow. I hope you all have a great day. I hope the people in my northeastern corridor that have the snowstorm have a great time with the children out in the snow. But more importantly, I hope each and every one watching me has a sober day. May God bless you and have a great day. Be safe.